Hello, everybody. This is more of a depressing song than I thought this was going to be once I got everything ready. But hello, hello. Welcome. We're back. Overwatch Collegiate is back, everybody. Thank God. I was so freaking bored. Excited for how today is going to go. Obviously, got a pretty solid game, I'll say, to start us off here. We got UTD going against Cumberland. Rankings to be determined. Obviously, rankings, I can tell you, internally they are done. They are not ready to go out in the public yet. Graphics is being made right now. We were hoping to get it out today. May not be until tomorrow. This is way too depressing. Sorry, one sec. There we go. So hopefully we'll get that out ASAP. But yeah, we are here, back for another semester of Collegiate Overwatch. Thank you. So yeah, not Ball State. Cumberland, UT Dallas. Sorry, I still got Ball State in my graphic. Should be a pretty good game, actually. We'll get into the storylines here in a minute, kind of how everything's changing. UTD maybe not so much different, but trying to bounce back after kind of a rough end to the fall. Cumberland, a little bit of a different look. No more Ginger on this team. He elected to not return this semester. He's staying out in EMEA in Iceland. Wish him all the best. But obviously Kerm, who actually came up, I believe he was from UNT, stepping in now, was on the academy roster, and has made the move up. So, can't wait to get this started here tonight. Obviously, getting everything ready for you all right now. Where is this? Caster graphics. Oh, that got changed in alphabetical. That's annoying. Alright. Where is the right one that I want? I want that one. But yeah, no, I'm excited to get this going. Obviously, pretty important season we got ahead of us right now. Collegiate is back. We have a LAN that is going on. Which, of course, who doesn't love LAN? Like, come on. But let me, I don't know why that is so weirdly on here. But yeah, getting ready. What up, virtual? Hey, I ain't no Thanos. I ain't that good. But no, I'm excited for tonight, man. It should be a fantastic game. Where is UTD? UTD. There they are. Oh, did I already have stuff in here for them? Oh. No, I didn't. I'm just blind. Okay. Yeah, we'll get in here. I believe there is going to be a slight delay in this game, potentially. From what I was told by UTD, they may have to delay a slight amount. So we are actually going to bounce around a little bit. Let me get this tweet out real fast. OWC Varsity spring season. You guys get to see me make a thumbnail. Here we go. Sunless. No, not really. Jesse. Hey, what up, Louis? Thank you for the follow, brother. Long time no see. God, man. Hope you've been well. Miss working with you, man. That was one hell of a time. You guys get to be in the thumbnail. There we go. Put that thumbnail out. But yeah, no man. God, it's been so long. I can't believe Kerm kicks Ginger. No, it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, I think it gives them more flexibility personally. But it also, obviously Ginger's a class act for one, but also just a fantastic player. So I want to see how they adapt to this change a little bit. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of new first-time chatters. Kerm, Louie, what's up, Taxation? How we doing? Excited to be back, man. Excited to be back. Smalls in here, what up? By the way, if I'm ever looking to my left, or your right, I guess, I'm looking at my side. In case you're being too European. We do got drops. So, hey, if you need those drops still, they are active. Damn, 21 of you in here. What the hell? Why the hell are y'all so many of y'all in here? What up, Brick? Another... God, I haven't talked to you in ages, too. What up, brother? We are going to turn on for now. UGD is having a slight delay in theirs, so we are going to either turn into USF or Temusa is playing, I believe, as well. Let me see if they are or not. Because we'll watch one of them for the moment being, and then we will obviously get to the game. Oh, I did not want an American Airlines ad. Go away. Temusa starts in about 2 minutes. So, for now, we're actually... Well, let's actually take a quick gander at what we got going on here. Couldn't handle Ginger Winston on Gibraltar dropping so many maps. Twin fact was good. Oh, God. Why are we getting... Twin facts. Let's think here. My name came from the fact that my brother and I shared an account, which was Twinsanity, based off the old Crash Bandicoot game on PS2. If you know, you know. Banger game. And I got salty at FIFA, hence why my name is now Twin Salty after I cut off the ink. Thank you, Kerm, for the follow. Other twin facts. I'm trying to think here. What up, Bunker Chunko? I'll have to think on that. Give me a sec on the second fact. But let's take a quick screen record here. Alright. We got this game going on right now. We'll check back into this here in a moment. South Florida and George Mason. That's one of, I think it's the Union 10 conference here in Varsity. And then Temusa is just getting going, it appears. Here we go, Superconference. St. Clair got a bye. You look at this. Winthrop's obviously #1, you would think. Then you obviously got St. Clair 2, Bellevue 3, NC State 4. And then it's kind of a little open right now. I'd say UTD, Cumberland are kind of in the same wavelength. Briarcliff is the big question mark. They had a whole lot of changes. So I'm not sure how that team is going to go. They lose Mari. They lose, I think, Seaful is gone, but they gain Wedtomb and Amity. So there's a lot of changes going on over there. Hence why I'm kind of curious how this game... I want to turn that, just slide my volume so that ad will go. I'm very curious on this game against Temusa last night because arguably the story of the fall semester was Temusa. Curious to see how they do tonight. And then Ball State's kind of around a little bit of a, I don't want to say revamped, but reorganized roster. I'm kind of hoping they can stay competitive against teams like Briarcliff, Temusa, maybe even UTD or Cumberland. Probably not, but I want to see them be competitive. I think next week, the aimed stream game will be Temusa against Ball State. And then we got other conferences here. Rust Belt, honestly, nothing y'all got to worry about. St. Xavier is all right. Cleary, depending on who they got, is all right. Other than that, we'll kind of see. We are in lobby. What up? Come back to that in a sec. Union 10. Oakland, obviously a big one here. Cleveland State getting temp and social now a threat here in NACE. and USF as well. East 1, do not care about any of these teams. They're going to be so real. Central 1, we got Blinn, Grandview, and Minnesota State. Minnesota State, this game got pushed to Thursday, so keep an eye out for that. What up, Claypool? And then the East, nothing too crazy. Converse in here, Akron, both good teams. Even UTA and Delaware could be ones that we are looking out for. But here we go. We are in the game. I'll probably take off my cam once we actually get into the game. I'll stay on for now. But yeah, we got some bangers here tonight, man. Then we got some pretty fantastic games going on just shortly. But make sure you get your predictions in chat. I don't know. I'll try and run Pred, but with a 3-minute delay, it's a little awkward if I don't have a mod in here, and I don't believe Avery is in here right now. If Avery does join, then we'll run Preds, but for the moment, we probably won't. I gotta say quick, thank you to Cumberland and UTD for letting me stream. Obviously not a given at any point that they will force and will let me to stream, so I'm very appreciative of all of them for letting me. Let me get in here. I think I might have missed some bans. All right. Did I miss bans? Bans while talking to chat. Hopefully I didn't. We'll see if I didn't miss the bans here. This is a best of 5, everybody. Best of 5. I will say it's a fantastic grade. A little bit of some history here. If you were a collegiate historian, you know that Mr. Louis here, Mr. Former assistant coach for Team Puerto Rico, potentially returning for Puerto Rico, we'll see, played for Dallas during his entire collegiate career. So now, I think still maybe coaching Georgia Tech in some capacity, but now coaching Cumberland, who he actually coached, a little bit of deep cut here, coached Nodi at XP League Franklin for about a year, and then was a part of Louis' coaching staff for a year. So a lot of history between those two, a lot of trust, and obviously fits right into this Cumberland system. Oh, what up, Pedal? Talking about UTD royalty. It'll be 3 minutes delayed, so hopefully he's still here at that point. But what up? Hope all is well. But here we go. Is this, since we on left side of page. I'll say, it's great to be back. I gotta figure out, I gotta figure out when I'm streaming this week. TBD, I might honestly stream that Minnesota State Grandview game. We will see. I usually go to trivia on Thursday nights, but that's probably gonna have to die once we get going with open. So we'll see on that line how everything goes on. Hopefully stream, let me know, is everything good? Is everything good? Hey, thank you for the follow with hammers. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. It's gonna be more now that we're back in collegiate, we're gonna be more active here. I'm also hoping to do some World Cup streams once we get going. The Conference Cups, obviously a lot is kind of scheduled TBD. They haven't really released the exact format for that and what we can and cannot do. That is a hope for myself. But we'll get there when we get there, and then hopefully Face It Season 8's streams are going to start back up. I kind of got late into the game with getting approved, so letting the experts like Jeff, Dex, Hunter, Mott, all of them work it out and cover this incredible Face It postseason that we're about to have as well. But here we go. Louis over pride and power of Cumberland University. Okay, Lucio Band coming out from UTD. Did I add Venture to this? Oh, Lord. I didn't. Oh, I really beg we don't have a Venture ban. I totally forgot to add Vendetta to my list. That could be an issue. All right. Whoa, the twin instrument. What up, Avery? Avery, favor, can you do predictions for these games per map? I obviously can't because of the stream delay. If you could do that, I owe you big time. Band Venture. All right, so they kind of saved my ass there. I forgot I did not have Vendetta in this. All right. Cabe, I believe, will not, as of now, be playing because he is not in person. But he will play for Open, and then if they make NACE LAN, which I gotta be really careful to not leak. But if they make NACE LAN in a TBA location, I assume he will play because he is listed on the roster, but we'll see. The guy discovering everyone out here before the cruise, no one knows. I'm looking to finish up, Jim. Hey, appreciate you hanging out. You're... Alright. I will probably, yeah, I'll turn off cam when we are not in-game. I'll turn off cam when we're in-game. Get a polymarket pet on this match. Oh. We'll see. All right, everybody. Let's go. And apologies ahead of time. If you have never been in these streams before, right? If you're just coming back because holy shit, we're at 30 viewers. That is, wow. Thank you all seriously for the love. My observing is a little rough sometimes. And the kill feed bug is still in the game. So which, Blizzard, please, I know you got the whole spotlight this week. Fix it. Can we please fix the bug? Please and thank you. It is driving casters insane. But also, I'm casting and observing at the same time. I don't have anybody in the background helping. So please bear with me sometimes on the spectating. My Chud Life, thank you so much for the follow. But just fair warning on that. Oh. I gotta move that. My bad, everybody. There we go. Alright. We in. Yeah, bro, where's Craig? What the hell? And if you also haven't been here before, it's a very relaxed co-stream. I will get into hypercasting when things are going on, but I'm going to shoot the shit, you know, when we're in between. So, because unofficial, baby. But here we go. Kerm going with more about like a poke comp coming out here from Cumberland with the Symmetra TP as well. Both teams TPing in. Phone looks like will keep the sim. Cumberland will not. The Zarya could be an issue here for Kerm. Obviously, give me a whole lot of damage coming in at once. And already trying to go in onto the back line, but can't find anything quite yet. Virtual just lurking. I just realized. Virtual on DPS. Usually the flex support for Cumberland. Obviously, Bar Soap got promoted up due to all the changes. And now in Cumberland Academy is no more. It is just one Cumberland squad. But that is an interesting thing I definitely did not realize right away. UTD do find early cap here on the point, now taking advantage of the sim turret. But Hermosa actually will be the first to fall. It will be the May player themselves, and Nodi finding that, but Bar Soap will get traded. And Dallas, very content just to hold on. Virtual gets ran over. A little bit of trades back and forth, but eventually, UTD able to wade through the chaos and win the first fight. And now I have a feeling this Sigma will get swapped. Or not. All right. Holy crap, we got everything going in. Kashir, yeah. Hopefully, let me. There we go. Sorry. Alrighty. Look at this. Eric. Overclock online, ready to go. Just gotta figure out if they want to go after it. Chef as well, who joined this team in the fall, has something, but he'll have to back up. Takes one shot. Too afraid to peek out again, but Eric also a little afraid. Nodi hits them with the headshot of the ice. Feeling like most of the East Coast this week with that winter storm. So it kind of delays the fight, but nothing other than that. And that'll be the entry for Barastopa, the Kitsune Rush. She will get matched by Hermosa. Joy's like, why not? We're going to throw in the Orbital Ray as well. So much going in, but not a whole lot happening quite yet. Chef does fall. It'll be the Photon Barrier as well, and that'll just force Cumberland to get split up with nowhere to go. Gravitic Flux, it was whiffed by Kerm, and that'll be round one of Ilios, going 100-0 to Cumberland. And I missed a follow here. Hey, thank you, Coach Claypool, for the follow. Appreciate it. And Cecil, yippee! Thank you so much. I believe from Cumberland as well. Thank you, Cecil, for the follow.
I saw Vishkar is opening an office in Toronto.
So now here is the question for Cumberland. Where do you go from here? Obviously, the Sigma,
I'd rather clean
I won't lie, doesn't feel like it's working very well. But let's find out. No deaths so far for Phone or Doyu. Only one death for the remaining of the Comets. Just overall, very good performance so far from UTD. And now the Menace themselves, Vendetta, who I will say famously, Nodi has said prior, does not like playing. If I am correct in that. So interesting. We'll see how they get to play it here. We'll have to kind of watch Nodi here for a sec. The first taste of Vendetta gameplay, and already should have stayed on them a little bit longer. Eric just gets decapitated by the blade, but it will get traded out. Virtual, again, not typically on the DPS, so understandably maybe a little bit rusty on the positioning here, what they're looking for. But regardless, first cap by Cumberland, their first cap of the game so far. Phone got to be a little bit careful here. Doi eventually will be able to heal their DPS, and now that'll be the entry. Well, it was supposed to be for UTD. Abdallah gets their head taken off, but it will still be a flip over. Kerm gets slept, gets eliminated shortly thereafter, and that will force the retreat from Cumberland. And you can tell Phone trying to find that elimination on the Chef, but we'll have to give it up for the time being, unless those stickies hit, but they will not. One pick off for Nodi, but nothing really else with the Vendetta so far. And this Echo could also be an issue here for Kerm. I won't lie, it is a hard counter for Kerm. Nodi trying to get in there. Not finding anything early on, but it will find a flip for Cumberland. And that's a Phone. Does get taken out. So now you can see Nodi, that is the go button. Eric removed from the equation. Nano actually goes out onto Abdallah, trying to salvage his punish. The overextension from Cumberland will actually get matched by Baraso, but it is not enough to try and save the tank. But good for them, at least for Cumberland. Grab whiffed by Abdallah. UTD not giving up, though, on this fight. Nodi gets slept when they're trying to go in. It's a little bit unfortunate. And now Virtual stuck in no man's land. UTD, beautiful re-engage. And they will take this point back. Only 53%, though, I will say, for Cumberland. Over halfway there, giving them the lead, but only temporarily. Virtual trying to find one early, does. Doppelganger down. Phone as well eliminated. Beautiful shots from the Soj. And hey, get this man at DPS more often, potentially, Cumberland. Look at this. Beautiful play there from the Sojourn. Finds a few pickoffs. Swings the fight back over. Gravitic Flux, as well as the Tidal Blast available here for the Phoenix. Nothing other than this overclock from Eric will be available during this next fight for Cumberland. Could be, depending on how long this fight takes to develop, the last fight needed for Cumberland to force us to go into round 3. Or not any of those. Oh my god, Nepal. You can tell it's a little rusty, huh? Phone deleted on entry. Maybe gets a little bit too lost in the sauce. Chef is traded though, so only one support right now for both sides, but it is going to be UTD who need kind of somebody to touch here relatively quickly. Let's see if anybody can get over. Obviously, Kerm trying to deny that fact. 2 go up. Bubble saves 1. Hermosa does not live to even touch the ground for the cleanse. It will be Eric trying to save this. But honestly, nothing on the board. Completely shut down by the Phoenix. Phoenix flipping around. We're going to round 3. Got ourselves a series here, folks. First game, at least on stream, for the spring semester.
Shifo keeps saying I should visit Mount Erme, but this is close enough, right?
Obviously, PEC has had some good games. Honestly, Ohio State, I would say preseason, the biggest winner. Them and Northwestern College. We'll get to them maybe in between maps of how placements went for NECC, but Northwestern College, out of nowhere, makes D1 for NECC. But we'll get more onto them later. Phone, what have you done? What have you done, my friend? Well, hey, Atlanta, I respect it. More of a Boston uprising guy back in the day myself. But popping the Bastion. Obviously, a little bit more of a poke map here to finish us off on Nepal. You can't really have the Zarya work too much. You're going to get poked from so many different angles. So that is why the Bastion comes into play, and the Sigma is matched by Abdallah. Everyone is trying to fight for bridge control right now. Nobody really winning the fight necessarily. Nodi tries to go in to make a little bit of disruption, and with the disruptor shot from their DPS partner in Virtual, finds the first elimination onto Phone. The Bastion, yeah, a whole lot of damage, but could also get focused down pretty easily due to their hitbox. And that'll allow Cumberland to cap first. Nodi not done. Trying to maybe look at Eric, but nothing so far. Abdallah trying to hold the line here. This bridge is going to be a massive point of contention. Phone already swaps off. The Bastion goes on to the sim. Really a fan of this swap, I can't lie. Very big fan of the swap. Will allow for a bigger burn on Kerm and a little bit more mobility for do plays like that. Chef having to hide while the rest of their team gets focused down. But now, whole lot going into this fight. Nodi just blows up Hermosa, but it is a trade. Both Sigmas are able to find one. What a pull down, almost actually gets the Sigma off the map. Now you can tell this hero just maybe a little needing of some tuning. Gravitic Flux goes in, point did get flipped, and Kerm will not get it off. Phone gets just enough damage, and now Photon Barrier to seal the fight off, deny any sort of last second recontest coming in from Cumberland. A beautiful, beautiful fight plan there from UTD. Neither of these teams holding back.
No worries, I've got you.
Kitsune Rush available for the entry for Cumberland. Only the blade to answer from Eric to anything that's coming from the Phoenix, and it will be Virtual. We saw them pop off, get a few picks earlier. He's gonna force both supports just to hide. But now it's to make sure that they live. And here we go, Eric Blade, as soon as they build it up, able to slice and dice the tank of Cumberland. And honestly, that is all you can really want here. Nodi does not reach that far, Chief. Just gonna be so real with you. But they're not trying to give up on this fight. Abdallah actually goes under the ball to make sure this doesn't get sent into next time. But Chef fights 2 eliminations. Not sure how the hell they're doing that. They're doing that 3 for the Wuyong. Abdallah does find two, though, during this fight. It's a 2v2, the Sigma and the Wuyong, but Kerb is able to find one. Abdallah now stuck alone. And the ball just going to be swinging for their life, having a gay old time. Rosa actually gets TP's in, trying to save their tank. Doesn't really get a whole lot out of it, but now they've stolen enough time for the rest of the Comets to come back into this fight. And now they find Nodi as well. A fight that looked me out of it for UTD, a 1v2 all of a sudden. Looking at the end of the map, needing something big here from Cumberland. Oh, that is not who I wanted. Sorry, everybody. But UTD fall, 3 gone. Doi falls as well. Cumberland salvage it with the title blast on the chef. I think that was actually on the virtual. I hit Nodi's spec on accident. I apologize, everybody. First big, maybe we should have a counter. I don't know, Avery, if you want to do that, have a counter of giant whoopsies for the spectating. Could be a pretty funny one, I will say. One more fight remaining, regardless. Flux and the overclock available for Cumberland. Could be the rush as well. Photon Barrier could shut a lot of this down, depending on where wants to play it. There you go. That's trying to save themselves. Almost as he dies anyways. Karm goes up. Another whiffed Flux for the Sigma. That is just not something you can avoid. You can afford, pardon, in this car. I say virtual. Don't get a little too creative here. Eric now, last second dash up. That'll finish off the title blast on Nabarra. So, but a little blade on top of the cake. A little bit spicy of an end here to Nepal Cumberland. They bring it back on map 2, force us to round 3. But it will be the Comets who win map 1. Got ourselves quite a series here, everybody. What can I say? Fantastic map to start us off. This was that overclock from virtual that was admittedly clean as hell. Just locking in the shots, but not enough at the end of it. Cumberland fall to UTD. Comets, again, looking to kind of bounce back. Didn't have Abdallah during the playoff run of OWC Varsity. Actually, was not supposed to on paper make Superconference, but due to a variety of factors, they make it in. Now trying to make sure they take full advantage of that fact. Let me get everything changed here. And yes, I make all these graphics by hand, so it takes a little bit sometimes to get everything updated. I just ask that you bear with me. I gotta find Vendetta icon. Because I totally forgot I did not have her in the system. Do we just have the normal? Yes, they do. Ha. All right, give me 1 second, everybody. I totally that tells you just how long it's been. Like, I totally forgot I did not have Vendetta. All right. Well, if I need it, now I have it. Brother's asking, what am I doing? Brother doesn't look at my Twitch, huh? Tisk, tisk, tisk. What do we got in the chat? How are we doing here? Let's just delete Vendetta. Keep phone. Silly DPS. Real. Small in for Twin Salty? What? Thanos in for Thanos? Oh, Lord. I'll say that this is two very fun rosters to be around, I will say. So that's why I'm leaving the check. I'm like, why not? These are two content teams right here. Let's check on the other games going on real quick. believe Temusa and Brackliff actually maybe just still starting up. USF is up 1-0 on George Mason. It's about what we expect. Let's see anything else here going on. Yeah. All right, so this is not started yet. Let's see if any of these other games have gotten going. Winthrop started. I wonder is... No, he's not. Okay. I was wondering if Rack was streaming that game there for a minute. Oakland won one of their games already, but they played that earlier this week. Yeah, honestly, not anything too crazy going on in the other games. And obviously, yeah, Temusa and Briarcliff still being, I think, figured out right now. So let's talk about it. Obviously, new rankings. Obviously, new rankings were supposed to come out today. I do apologize they did not come out today. It was the hope of everybody on the committee to get them out. We had a few delays due to personal reasons on getting them done and finalized. So they are a little bit late. They will be up tomorrow. There was also a matches of the week graphic. I don't know if Dividing was able to get it up in time. I'm actually going to check there right now to see if he got it up in time. Because I honestly don't know. I hope he did, but if he didn't, I don't blame him. It was kind of a last-second crap. This thing is done. We did not. Okay. We'll have a match of the week graphic every week starting next. It sucks because NACE and NACC and ECAC haven't even released their brackets by the time that we were looking to get this thing up. So it's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. I love Jason not telling me what stream till I end. Hey, Jacob, hey, you should have notifications on, buddy. William, thank you so much for the follow. Damn, lost again. You're... I was banned. Soj from UTD Czar. All right. That makes sense. I think both of those are pretty accurate about where these teams are at. Am I blind? There we go. There we go. Incredible from this man. Blinn is in here? What the hell? What y'all doing? Looks like Eric is now in. Has Eric been in? God, I'm going schizo. I'm going schizo, everybody. Was Eric in this game? That tells you, I'm sorry. I will say, everybody, it's been a long week. So, apologies if the brain necessarily is not working as well as I would hope it would. Yeah, Eric has been in. I'm dumb. Yeah. Ignore me. The UTD starting us off here. On the defense, with that Zarya gun, obviously poke is going to be pretty solid here. Once we get to second phase, a lot of dive and poke potentially, depending on what side of the map, if you're attacking, defending. And also some Symmetra is bound to be played, and that's why we're already seeing it from Nodi Abdallah. I think kind of trying to get that early idea of, hey, all right, there's a sim. We have to be aware of the Symmetra being a thing, but I worry Abdullah's just gonna get ran over here or TP'd past by Nodi. Or just ran. Look at this. Yeah, that did not go to plan. That was not how it was supposed to go. If you were UTD, I understand wanting to know if the sim is there. But yeah, you find out the sim was there. And you died to it. Cumberland very quickly here go to cap. First point in Midtown. Gonna have one hell of a time bank. Almost 6 minutes going into second phase. He's shouting out Louis. All right, I see you. And the Venture, now that after it got banned in map 1 by Cumberland, has made an appearance and already virtual. Kind of wishing the Venture was not in play. VOD, fantastic on the hero. Not totally shocked to see the Rock Muncher back here in the lobby. Hey, Periosa, what up? TP goes down, uses a little bit of bait. But honestly, I think Abdallah actually kind of saves that for the most part, but now no grasp. Point not moving currently for Cumberland. And Phone finds 2 on the 2 that were kind of lingering around, didn't really go up on high ground with the rest of the team. Barca will get a trade. Nobody actually finds Abdallah as well, but now the Symmetra kind of stuck back here with their Kiriko. TP got top of the bus. I will give it a little bit of ingenuity here at Cumberland University, but won't work out that time. UTD are going to clean it up. Virtual, and gets a little bit of cart progress, but nothing major. Ultimates now start to become a part of that. A great accretion from Kerm to deny the burrow. And a good shield off as well. It was a little bit of a rough map 1 for Kerm, but starting to get into it here a little bit. And as I say that, they're about to die. And, well, maybe not. Bailed out by their support. Big flux, though. 1 down, a 2 down. Just a little bit of a delayed cursing there. Abdallah with a big 3K. Very expensive fight for both sides. 3 ultimates on each. And it's UTD. Just that flux at the end. Abdallah, the veteran here for the Comets, popping off when it matters. TP underneath. Just going to try and walk this payload across. Not trying to take any of this early chip damage. Now Phone trying to avoid a lot of these sim turrets. Doesn't really get anything with Tectonic Shock. But it does separate Cumberland here, and that's why you're going to see the TP actually come out from Nodi, so that the rest of this team can group back up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Virtual, as soon as I was trying to go to Eric, removes them. Chef, only a 2-man beat. Beautiful nade from Joey, but I don't know if it's going to matter. The Ana, that's even the backline of what would traditionally be the Cumberland backline. But they're continuing to move the point. Somebody's got to get here soon if you're UTD, or you're going to lose the second phase. And the answer is somebody will, and they will clean up the fight afterwards as well. A little bit close for comfort, but still holding on. Already 3+ minutes in this Streets phase. Still need another 2.5, though, to end this round. You see Cumberland trying to do a pretty wide rotate, trying to take high ground right away. Nano already goes out. Deadeye from Eric, just trying to space it out. Beautiful accretion end. And Nodi, well, survives 1 Fin the hammer, but not the combination of factors. Chef actually Chef finds both in the back line. That should not work that way. I'm sorry, what did Salty just call? Oh my god. Yeah, I butchered that name, huh? Pyrosia? Man, I butchered that name. I am so sorry. I'm looking at that now a second time, now that Hedwig said something. I said, yeah, wow. I butchered that. And just like Chef just got murdered. That's a little unfortunate for the Lucio and Abdallah. Another fat gravitic flux. But they're still going to commit to this, Cumberland. Trying to use that photon barrier that was still up. And now another gravitic flux goes out. Kerm will land this one, but no follow-up. Everybody's kind of tucked away in that corner, but they just need to deny the touch, which they will not be able to do for the time being. The Venture just burrowing underground, but it will be one elimination after another. If you get the reference, goated movie. Took him a long time, almost 5 minutes for Cumberland, but they eventually finish second phase, give themselves 2 minutes going into the final stretch here on the streets of New York City. Phone playing a dangerous game, kind of just sitting right here. Eventually, they will get seen. They'll know the rock monster is here. Up on the high ground, but nothing wrong with that. Again, I will say Abdallah is farming up front. I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but man, he is farming. He is popping off so far. Like, yeah. Enough said. Enough said. Does nobody get out here? There's no way. Bruh. He was dead to rights. Alright. Fair enough, I guess. The Venture kind of just lingering. You can see Chef kind of wants to fight it. Phone like, yo, buddy, relax. You're not him yet. Nano on to the Sigma once again. Just trying to make some space for their... Actually, it was the other Cassidy, Virtual. I read that wrong. Up on the high ground. No, Phone's trying to make something out of this to try and salvage this fight. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to. Doesn't really get too many shots off with the Tectonic Shock, but they do at least get out of the fight temporarily. But Virtual, the flex support, flexing around and just pumping damage into the Comets. Now it's Eric going in for the Deadeye, trying to find something, ain't able to find it right away. Beautiful photon barrier from Nodi. Pretty much cuts off any sort of value that they would have got. Sleep, miss, but it is a Kitsune rush here from Hermosa, trying to hold the line. Phone does swap over to the Sim, not able to find it. 5v3 here for Cumberland in just a little bit of time, trying to break the turrets, but it is going to be for naught. Cumberland, rough second phase, but it doesn't matter how that middle stretch is. It's how you finish. Cumberland, full cap.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
Ooh, I know. Man, I needed a warm up, I feel. My God. Forgot what it's like to do these co-streams, man. Voice is going to be killing me. Quick look at the scoreboard here, leading the way. No shock. That's a Virtual. Okay. I see you down there. 19-4-5 for the traditional flex support. Going over to the hit scan for tonight. I believe Zinzel was their sub for, or their starter for OWC Varsity in the fall. Was on the academy team. Obviously, Cabe, as we talked about, only playing for the open team, and then we'll play for this team on LAN if they qualify for the LAN at to be announced location April 24th through 26th, which hopefully they release that soon so I don't leak it. But honestly, Virtual, hell, when you got somebody now like Bar Soap who can flex in, was a starter on this roster last year when they kind of went on this breakout run, how they got into the top 10 in the rankings. He went over to the B team for the fall, now back on the A team, ready to prove himself, and he's actually been doing a pretty solid job so far. UTD like, hey, that's sim play. That kind of worked out pretty nice. Let's do the same thing, but actually, well, not going to commit to it. Fake the TP, rinse and repeat of how this attack went for Cumberland, but clutch wall from Nodi delays the attack, allows Kerm to escape to the high ground, and now it will have to be a TP into the back line, and Nodi will be lucky to escape if they do, but they will for a moment being, but at least is traded out by Virtual on the Ash, which is not necessarily the most popular pick here on this map. Oh, that's unfortunate, but they will get out. Eric going over to the Genji now, realizing, hey, I got a hit scan. We got to deal with that before we get too crazy into this one. Cumberland pretty much holding it down on point. Virtual finds another before Eric dives into the back line, able to find the Ash. And the rest of his team is going to clean up shop. It takes a second attempt and a little bit of a regroup, but UTD will slide through point A and begin the streets. Again, these two teams, I won't lie. I love it, man. They're hilarious. Hey, if any of these guys want like an official co-streamer or like need a grad assistant for broadcast in the fall, hit my line up. Enjoy that. I don't think that necessarily went how Toyi was planning. I'm gonna be so real. I don't mind the idea. I think they were trying to use it to get over to high ground, but it's kind of just a few steps, more of a little bit of a throw, Kitsune throw rather than a rush. Where in the hell is Chef? Brother, where are you? It works out, so I can't really complain too much. The support's here for UTD. Will be a little bit stuck. Hermosa will try and escape, but yeah, there's friends on the other end of that side. And very similarly, I have a feeling UTD will get held for a little bit. Very similar to how they held Cumberland here. God, it was, what, 4 minutes almost? During this phase of the map. So honestly, plenty of time to work with here for UTD. Especially with the way Abdallah has been using these gravitic fluxes. But Lizard goes down. I don't think it gets anything. Now, big flux from Kerm. That one isn't a whiff, and that one doesn't get canceled either. But I gotta make sure he actually lives. He won't. Eric will find one. Virtual, though, with the bola, finds a double. Positive there for UTD. Only ultimate they use is the sound barrier of Hermosa. A little bit more of an expensive commitment there. 4 ultimates during that fight from Cumberland. So, yes, you lose the fight. You don't really feel great about it. But you do get a lot of ultimates off the board. And now you can do this. Pushing in immediately with the photon barrier. It's going to isolate Nodi. Nodi does not escape. The height difference does not matter when it is that kind of staircase. Nodi and Chef fall to the wayside. And Abdallah will find another. Maybe a touch here from Cumberland, but it won't be a quality one, and they will just elect to retreat due to that fact. It'll be 4 minutes, almost double the time bank that UTD had going into the final stretch of this map. And Eric, we're not done. Bar of Soap finished off by the Kiriko. Tries to get a little greedy into the back line. Virtual able to fend them off, but still a beautiful stagger from UTD. And now this big choke point will not be a worry. A little bit of pressure from Virtual, but probably won't turn into too much. And now currently, hey, something's got to change here. Obviously, what we're doing ain't working. More of a rush, but that can be tricky when you have the Kitsune in your face. Cleanse already used, TP used to get the hell out of Dodge. But now you still got to win a fight. Virtual able to actually not find one. It's a different player that goes down. Nodi falls. Virtual not able to find anyone with the bola shot that time around. Chef will fall soon after. Cumberland needs something, and they need something soon if they want to even have a chance of winning this map. And I don't think that will happen. Nodi will get a touch on the venture. Can't really get taken out of the ground quite yet, but will eventually get deleted. Now it is just the delay game here for Cumberland. Kitsune Rush is used, but it is photon barrier and sound barrier you are dealing with. There's so many ults in one place and too much for Cumberland to deal with. 225 left on the board for UTD. The worst they can do is a draw.
Initiating match.
By the way, I will like very quickly say this because like we're in between here. Shout out all of you in chat. This is easily the most I think ever had for one of these NACE games. I think I've maybe had close to this number once, or peaked during close to this once in Swiss, but I've never had this type of support for just a normal NACE games. Shout out all of you guys for being here. Seriously means a lot to me. I'm just happy I get to do this stuff. So thank you all for hanging out. I understand partially it's because it's Cumberland and UTD. Y'all have incredible and large fan bases, which helps. But no, this is a blast. So appreciate y'all for hanging out. Hopefully not a 3-0 here tonight.
4, 3, 2,
But it's been a banger game regardless. No Symmetra, Nodi on the Echo here on the defense. No other real changes. And Eric just going to stick to the Genji to start. Quick TP over, quick TP back. Trying to figure out how Cumberland wants to move around this team. But the only thing moving is going to be Hermosa's body back to spawn. Great fight there from Cumberland. Everyone gets staggered out. And a quick little team kill. Now a little bit of patience here. Obviously, UTD still got a minute and a half. They only need one tick. Reality, one fight win to win this map. And Eric, hey, Genji maybe not the greatest against the Echo. A little more consistent damage from the Tracer. You know, wait, look, already so low. It's having to hang out. TP's over to the top of Firehouse to try and get up. And now Hermosa is like, hey, I can't TP, guys. A little bit of a tricky spot for the Lucio to be in. But it will be actually a trade. 2v1 still in favor of Cumberland, but a trade nonetheless. You can tell everybody on UTD is like, well, two of us are in Firehouse. Our Lucio is now dead. What are we going to do? If I was Cumberland here, I'd push this, but they obviously don't want to over push as well and then have a silly pick-off for the members who are just coming back from UTD. So it's I don't know. It's a double-edged sword here in how they're going to do it. TP will go in, though, just to have the rest of the team rejoin. Well, not the rest of the team quite yet, just the Symmetra, actually. Join up top. Joy is like, hey, I lived this whole time. Kitsune Rush going in. We're just popping. Holy cues, Batman. Chef, Phone, both down. Cumberland's in a 4v2. Make that a 4v1. Maybe a lot of cues in this one. Just the Tracer left. Eric has to live. They are the touch. And Eric just trying to almost not draw attention to themselves. Will not make it in time. And we have a tie on Midtown. Unreal. But if you're Cumberland, that's going to feel like a win. Holding it for 2.5 minutes after they only were able to hold on for 1 minute during their initial defense. Abdallah continues to be a pop-off player for Cumberland. But yeah, 1-0 still after 2. Not often you see that one. Unbelievable. Oh, Lord. If we get a map 6 banger first night of streams, hello. Let's see. Temusa Briarcliff is... It is 1-1. Again, you can find that. I believe both schools are actually streaming it. I'll shout out Temusa's because that's where Tiny Shiny, of course, my broadcasting partner, is streaming right now. But go check them out. Game is a 1-1 currently on Kings Row. At least if the scoreline is correct. It'd actually be pretty quick if they already had 1-1. That actually doesn't seem right. We'll check that later on how that all is playing out. Dorado ban Tracer. All right. So again, the bands will now be in the same order because there was no technical change of map. Or no change of victory, I should say. We're doing a little bit of a quick rule check to see how this goes with ties. I admittedly have no idea. Not ordered. Okay. So they can pick whatever they want. Still same? Alright. Respect, respect. look at my Lucia, bro. He's following your plan. Alright, so Dorado will be the map. Let's see. Well, we can't tie on this one, so we'll be either 2-0 or 1 apiece after this map. Do a little bit of a quick NACE check here when we're waiting. Oh, it is 1-1. Wow. 2-1 map 1, 3-2 in map 2. So that's a pretty good, a banger going on right now over there. And then obviously, yeah, Winthrop 1-0. This is not, that is not a shock. As much as I love everyone in Bellevue, that's not a shock. This game, I don't believe has a stream. We'll see how all of that goes later. Where's my music, man? Or does he get no music now? What the hell? Let's go. Let's get a 6-mapper. Yeah, dude. Come on. How does this work for Preds? Lamau. Cancel Pred? I don't know. I actually don't know how that goes. A Sigma ban on a dive map. Are we sure, UTD? I get it has been a comfort pick from Cumberland. And I will say, map 2 definitely felt way closer on tank than map 1 did. I feel like Kerm is starting to feel himself a little bit. So I understand that one. Alright, bans are now in for this one. Now we just gotta wait to see how everything goes. Cabe is in lobby now, alright. Yep. Let's go. I didn't think about well, I will say Sunless Fiber, it's 1-1, it's very close. That was the other game I was going to stream, but because that one had a stream, they had a stream already from both schools. I'm like, I would rather not be like a third stream in there. So, and obviously, come on, it's UTD Cumberland. These games are always bangers, case in point. So, I'm glad I picked this one. Next week is looking to be Ball State, Temusa. Because it's probably one of the only games I can do for Ball State that I feel could be competitive. As much as I love everyone over there, I'm not super confident on how that's going to go. So, we will see. Here we go. And yeah, I think Avery just canceled Pred. So obviously a little bit more of a dive setup here. If Frey equals death punishment. Yeah, I'll pull out of his... Yo, where's my invite, Louis? What the hell? I will... My hope is that I'm at least 3 lands this spring. 1 is pretty much confirmed. I'm just working on official confirmation. But it's not who I wanted. And well, Virtual's gonna swap. Boring. So the Divas, and obviously because the Divas in play, the Echo will be as well. Just a fantastic counter to the Diva with that focusing beam. Well, it's going to be a lot of pressure on this man right here and this man right here to find those pop-off shots without dying to the echoes. His phone looking for a little bit of a swing. Gets a lot of damage in, forces the cleanse as well. But no eliminations so far. Kerm just trying to push that high ground with certain members of Cumberland. Big burn forces out the cleanse from UTD. So now both teams kind of playing with house money. Abdallah maybe teasing for a little bit of a push. Nobody is eventually able to find Phone, who they actually used to play with each other in Face It. Well, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. And I'll say, I'll have to ask in between maps or after map maybe, if the plan was always to start virtual on hit scan or what the thought process was here. But hey, whatever the thought process was, it's working out. Cumberland breeze by Dorado A. And I'm almost 5 minutes. Backstab Bud playing with Mizzou. Backstab's back. Let's go. Maybe Mizzou back in the rankings or back in the pit. I'd love to see it. We'll see if that's the case, but hell, I would love a little bit of Mizzou comeback, and that makes that group in Premier. I think they were in that same group as like Oakland and Cleveland State. That makes that even juicier.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Duty copying the Diva, trying to find the opposing Echo. Nano comes out though onto Phone. Oh, kind of deny. That's just gonna leave Nodi in that, and now a little bit of a dupe themselves onto the Diva in a very similar fate. Virtual sends out bomb. Another bomb sent out, I think, from Abdallah or a whole lot of self-destruction going on right now. Just a lot. Both Divas went out. Chef now falls. They were about to use the sound barrier as well, but I feel like they've probably salvaged it enough for the time being. Abdallah trying to challenge that high ground. Kerm very low. Will barely get out because of a clutch cleanse coming in from the Kiriko of Parv. So doing very well in his return to the main team. Here we go. Aggro beat, the aggressive play style Chef is known for. Diana just trying to keep their Kiriko alive, just not able to. Joey misses the sleep as well. It's just the Diva and the Ana remaining. To answer your question, that game will be next week. That'll be next Monday is the hope. Unless they reschedule it. We'll see.
This ends now.
Abdallah trying to save this second point. Nano onto Abdallah to try and put the finishing touch. But this bomb could be a little bit of an issue here. As Virtuals finds two with the dynamite. And another. Virtual continuing to clean up shop.
How y'all doing? Hey. How's it going?
Man, I'm not gonna have dinner till like 9:30. Now that we're inside, Eric going with more of a little bit of a close range option. Wanting that flashbang to help with the hinder onto Kerm and Nodi when they're going on these aggressive plays. Hermo's also has to get 2-minute rush. Gonna pop it right away, and you can see just cue the escort out from most of Cumberland, but the Ash doesn't really have any sort of movement to get out, and Nodi will get bullied into a wall. Nice little rebound fight there for the Comets. Still 3 minutes, obviously a long time to hold. But if you're gonna try and regain some momentum before your attack, this is the time to do it. Oh, and a little bit of danger. Cleanse comes out. Dupe comes in from both Echoes. One on the Diva, one on the Lucio. Actually works out for Phone. Pops the sound barrier, but not able to save Hermosa and not able to save their actual Lucio. Phone now stuck in the back underneath in the tunnels. They won't be able to get out, at least for a little bit. And you can see Curb trying to push forward. Nodi actually gets punished for the overextension, and Phone somehow, some way, escapes. So a lot in that fight goes well for Cumberland, but just not necessarily enough at the very end. They get a little bit of progress, almost to the number in meters, but not there quite yet. Bob now goes in, tries to get booped away, ends up going right into the face of Eric. Hermosa gets stuck underneath, and the sound barrier will help Cumberland push on in, and it's not the Ajax. Sound barrier not the sound barrier. Self-destruct goes down. Abdallah not able to get back in mech, and that little bit of an Ajax seals the fate of UTD on this defense. 1:31 left on the clock for Cumberland.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
Let me text virtual. I don't have virtual on here. I know Daniel slammed it. Bro. No way Pete is going off there. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. I swear to God, we always got a freaking Ajax in these streams, man. Or a C9. We always got something. Unreal. If that was recorded, I need that, by the way, UTD. If anybody on socials is here, I need that video. Please and thank you. Phone looking for an early play. I don't. Oh, well, never mind. They've seen Phone now. Big uppercut, though, on multiple members of Cumberland. And yes, they do die for it. Actually, wow, Cumberland salvaged that very well. They lose their break immediately due to the setup play from Phone. And it doesn't matter. Okay. Heal virtual here, guys. Don't let your Ash die. There you go. What a setup play from Phone, but yeah, nice little salvage there. Beautiful cleanse from Barasop to kind of stop that in its tracks. I do feel like Vendetta is a little bit easier now to play against than what it used to be. It's still a little tricky, but or a little easy, I should say. I should say easy, but the pop off on Vendetta is still a little insane for me. Abdallah, I think I just got ISO'd. Nobody able to go up with the tank. That'll cue some worry. Virtual just getting teamed up on by members at both TPS of Cumberland. I know, UTD, I should say. God, I cannot go to who I want to. Again, sorry guys for the observing. Trying to get better here. 2 minutes already gone. Again, Cumberland's map pick after map 1 went 2-0 and 2-1 in favor of UTD. Map 2 of Midtown, a 3-3 tie. So map 3 going into this now. And Cumberland looking great on their map pick so far. Bob out, Kitsune Rush, though, still helps a lot of people stay up, but not Eric or Abdallah's mech for UTD. And the dupe is going to be the end of that fight. Doi stuck will get staggered out, but still in the same wave spawn as the rest of UTD, and Eric will not fall late because they were actually the very first to fall during that fight. Only 80 seconds now for Dallas. Only ultimate they've used is that Kitsune Rush that just got popped. 3 ultimates used already from Cumberland. Got to get something going here eventually. If you are UTD, phone again. Burn down this Vendetta. You can tell on paper it could work, but it's really struggling. You can tell they're missing the echo. Curb is just living, right? There's Adala. Will eventually be able to find Nodi, I think. Oh, V does not come in time to save the mech, but still puts the rest of the team in a great spot to finish up with the rest of that fight. And Curb pretty much just accepts his fate over by the point. I don't believe we'll get a touch here from Cumberland. I'd be shocked if we did. They're not positioning for it, so took a little bit longer. But UTD looking to have capped first phase. And there we go. Yeah, nobody will touch. First phase capped. You look at the kills, yeah, you would think pretty much the exact story of how this is going. 31 eliminations for Kerm and Virtual. My God. That's a little disgusting. And Abdullah, he was like, why not? Let's just get off the Echo. Let's have a little bit of ball, but beautiful flail from Chef to kind of ruin the entire game plan from the Hammond. What also ruins the plan is nicely placed shots from Virtual. Dala, I can't, you tell like wanting to get up there, like God damn it. Phone looking for somebody with the ultimate. A little bit wide to the left. Phone almost just trying to kind of tempt fate here, like, hey, piece of candy, you want to come up? Have some fun. Cleanse used. Eric obliterated. Even though phone was stuck still. Oh, that's unfortunate. 90 seconds remaining for UTD. And looking right now, like we are going 1-1 after 3 maps. W comms. I won't lie. Hey, I respect the comms. Like, yo, I'm Ajaxing. Respect it. Nodi from the top ropes, trying to build up this grav, and will be able to get it up. And that'll just be the end of it. The former off tank brushing off the old skills. And now UTD, a little bit of fight or flight mode, trying to figure out what is the play. Still the sound barrier available, but that's really about it. Phone tries to go up in the body without a soul, goes right back down. The troll, yeah, a little bit. Maybe not necessarily how you were going to want that fight to go. If you're Phone waiting for now the DPS to get back, and just like that, the Vendetta experiment has finished. UTDs have no way to challenge this high ground. Every time they're getting flailed off or booped off by the Jets. Beat gets popped, but so what? The only one you can really shoot at is Kerm, and they're going to jump back down. Chef, when I say that, tries to face the fight head on. Cleansed already used. And now the team is split up, and nobody even touched the point. Everybody dies anyways, and Cumberland ties us up at 1 apiece. We got ourselves a series, everybody. All right, all right, all right. Hydrate. One sec. Forgot I had that. I'll hydrate. 1-1, baby. Oh, I'm forgetting a twin fact. I had another twin fact, huh? So, when we were at CECC 2025, which I know CECC this year is looking at hella scuffed on an organizational standpoint. I'm not involved in any of that. If it is operated right, would love to come back. We'll see what all happens there. The amount of times Jake and people thought he was me, absolutely hilarious. There was one caster, I will not name him. He was not an Overwatch caster at the event. Was like, hey, Jesse, from like across the venue or like across the hallway or something. Jacob didn't hear him thinking he's talking to somebody else. Just keeps walking. And I'm like, okay. And I guess he was like, man, Jesse's kind of an asshole today. Whatever. And then he sees this lady. He's like, he is. Oh, okay. My bad. So it's easily one of like my funnier land stories. Jacob almost got asked to cast because they thought he was me at a different event. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I guess it's virtual and not Zinzo on DPS. Interesting. All right. Hey, it's working out, so I can't really, fault him. If it's working, it's working. First time UTD today, I believe we'll have first ban this time. On the cast, he'd be like, yo, virtual popping off a little bit too much. It's also like, hey, let's be honest. The Vendetta is going to be played. So, oh, that's not what I want. So, might as well ban out the Cassidy. Give Fowen a little bit more flexibility on that tank to play around. Not that tank, that DPS to play around. Winthrop did win 3-0 over Bellevue. Briarcliff is 2-1 at the moment over Tamusa. And is looking to be that way. Who's even on this roster right now? Amity's on DPS, Wed2, Benji support, Bobby Wasabi, tank, Juven. That is a weird roster. Okay. That is a very weird roster. Boo. Hey, don't boo. Let's see here. Cumberland got the second ban. Can we get just a zoom and wrap it up? That's what UTD's probably praying for right now as a Zarya mirror. They'd probably love that right now. Mizzou is playing against Oakland. Okay, 1 second, everybody. Is this actually a game I should be caring about because of Backstab Bud returning? Let's see how this game's going. But yeah, 1-1 after 4. We are an hour and a half almost into the stream. And we're trying to fix Discord. Discord broke for all of us. Time Louis to cook. Page 2 of the Louis handbook. Virtual Thanos on Ash? Real, dude. I'm kind of shocked, actually, at how well he is playing it. And obviously, you guys probably saw it in chat. Did confirmation, yeah. Virtual, not Zinzel for DPS. A little bit of a change, actually, to what was the case during the fall semester. And so far, it's working out. They'd obviously love to have Cabe in, because then you can have Virtual start a flex support, or even a little bit of a combination of both. If you want to run double flex, you have that option. Oakland is kind of rolling Mizzou. Okay. Well, yeah, that's about what I had a feeling. All right, so Oakland's still playing well. Okay. But, hey, Pedal Sahuchi's still warming up. Be prepared. Hey, real. I just heard that Abdallah threw his keyboard at Doye. Can we get confirmation? I saw another twin fact. Jacob, why are you asking for a twin fact when you know all of the twin facts? Oh, I guess twin fact. I'm better than Jacob at this game. Don't check the ranks though. Does not tell the full story. I'm a more complete player than him. He may be a better tank, but I'm a more complete player. What an alpha. Oh, Lord. Let me see if I can figure out what happened with Ball State. No. I believe Tamusa just lost. So Briarcliff, good start under the new roster. They take down the hot Tamusa 3-1. And I will say, there was a lot of people who were doubting Briarcliff in the ranking committee going into the semester. I personally, I don't want to say doubt, but a little bit of a question mark, because there was a whole lot of changes. You lose Mari, who is one of your better players, in my humble opinion. And it was, yeah, it's a little bit of a change up for them. So I was kind of curious how that was going to go, but now I'm really curious how they'll do against UTD, Cumberland, NC State. Like, now I want to see how they do against those higher up teams, really boost them up into the rankings. Because I believe I'll give a little bit of a tease on the rankings, because they are done, at least internally done. Well, I'll say this. Wait, did somebody mess up? One sec. Why is that only showing up? Do we only have 19 people? Huh. That doesn't look right. Huh. I need to talk to Dividing about that. That doesn't look right. But we'll figure that out. I'll say this, Briarcliff, not probably where they were wanting to be in the rankings. I'll just say that. Are we still figuring out this Discord? An hour and 15 minutes, 1-1, 3-hour match 6 incoming. Oh my god. Let me see, is Ball State in-game anymore? Oh, they're still in-game. I'll wait then. We'll see whenever Manoa gets off, and I'll ask how that game's going. What else is... I haven't checked chat here in a sec. Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on in here? Let's go UTD. Hey, what up, Doy? Yeah, focus up, bro. I needed to get my Ajax. One per match this sem. Oh, Lord. He speaks lies. Juno is finally the ban from Cumberland. And I think we are finally ready to get into this game. Finally. You may have to hold on to that Pred a little bit longer, Avery. We are not getting in game. We probably won't be in game by the time that poll ends. God, I wish I had something to eat. I won't lie. I'm starving out here. Oh, so you stall ban. Rip. Oh, God. Let me check everything else quick. Do a little hover over what's going on. Yeah, 3-1 Briarcliff, 3-0 Winthrop. Unknown on that. None of these, most of those games got moved. A lot of those games, I guess, got moved too. London won 3-0 over Idaho State. Blinn and Texas Tech get forfeit wins. Wow, UTA 5-map banger against GVSU. Not necessarily a game I thought was going to be that close, but here we are. Well, let's see. Have ECAC? Well, we'll check actually after, I guess. We'll check after. Hopefully, they have put in their schedule. They have not. All right, well, that sucks. Figure it out, man. I want to be able to show your games. and like know what I'm gonna talk about when I was maybe gonna stream one of your games Thursday. Like, come on. What the hell are we doing? Holding you hostage. You're holding me against my will. Just wait a sec. You're really just trying everything to win. Louis 312 says Discord is down to raise enemy team's cortisol. Oh my god. These freaking guys, man. That's not where I want to be. I want to be here. There we go. I was forgetting where it was set up. Let me take off the webcam. Y'all don't need to see. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. What the hell? There we go. Whoops. Hey, we got that Zarya mirror. That Kashira's wanting. I was hoping that UTD will take advantage of it. Let's see if they do. And so far, maybe not going exactly to plan. Virtual. A little bit of a cheeky 2K here for the Soj. Not with an echo in it. Not with an echo in his face. An echo helping with the Genji in their face. And a fight win for Cumberland. Oh, man, Abdullah's just getting ran over. My God. No chill whatsoever from Cumberland. And a very quick fight win. I will say, I would love this. Like, if we can get this in open. Heard Pedal still goes to UTD. Why is he benched? I just don't think he wants. Granted, Pedal, let's see in chat. I'll let him answer. I think last time he was either like scheduling or just life. Like, life getting in the way of it. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's listed as an emergency sub. Not going to play very much this sub. If my info is correct, I could be wrong. Broke my hands. Maybe he did break his hands. Already, pretty quick, and already an overclock popped by the Soj. Gonna pretty much deny this even being another fight. Kiriko down, point complete for Cumberland, and they're going to get more staggers after this fight. Yes, Phone is able to win the Echo duel,
Good to see you.
but that's all you really needed.
Good to see you. Hey.
Very quick fight there. Only Nodi, the only death, and that was at the very end. So not necessarily the start you were wanting here. If you were UTD on your map pick. Whole lot of ultimates getting thrown in this already. The grab. Kerm, though, does get burned down. Nodi not able to build up a grab at this time. Did not have the perk to start at 50% ult charge. Still not a done deal, though. Both Kirikos are now down. Nodi's still flying around, able to pick off Eric before he's sniped out of the sky by the beam of the Zarya. Now Phone will just try and rest easy, but now they'll rest easy 6 feet under, needing a little bit of a 7-up. Grab, trying to counteract everything going on. Chef, sound barriers, same with Hermosa. This fight is continuing to drag on here, and Hermosa, the ult's not going to work out in their favor. A 3v1 trade in favor of the Cumberland Phoenix, and they will get the flip over. But 40% already for Dallas. If UTD lose, we sacrifice Joey. Eric's turn now. Trying to find something, but it's actually their teammate. Getting one early, finding a little cheeky 3K from the Sojourn. Very fast fight. Beautiful shots. I taught him that. Hey, man. Gotta take whatever credit's due. Now they're playing a little more indoors. Noti will go over to the Tracer. It can be a little bit tricky to get the Echo to work. I do still think it's fine here, but let's find out. Virtual trying to find that same magic again, and does. Trying now to just eliminate phone, obliterated, both bubbles gone, and so is the hopes of Cumberland during that, not Cumberland, of Dallas during that fight. Man, this kill feed bug is messing me up. My God.
Thank you.
I got a shout out in the UTD stream, not the UTD, the Tambusa stream. What the hell? Why are we doing all that for? Phone went to the sim to try and TP the team over the point just to get shot. So now it's gonna be a little bit of a sprint. Eric does have to find a pretty significant pickoff onto Chef, which will give Hermosa a very nice sound barrier lead in the build-up, but no mobility for Kerm to get out of the way. And this will actually, going from looking pretty dire for UTD, will turn into a Flashpoint 2 win. By the way, welcome all the first-time chatters. Seeing a lot of you in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll have a bunch of collegiate streams going on this semester. Maybe some World Cup streams in March. And some Faces streams once Season 8 starts up in a little while. Or even OWCS quals. We'll see. Good tuning rush. Both grabs used literally simultaneously. Could not get more simultaneous than that. Trades, left, right, center. Everybody just try to stay into the mix of this fight. And the Tracers, the former teammates going at it. It's just the Tracers versus the Kitakos. And it goes in favor of a UTD that time around. There's holy chaos in that fight, Jesus. Now look at this, May swap from Noti. Not the most common, especially on a map like this. But definitely one I could foresee working out. Sound barrier used, and Virtual pretty much just has to chill out. Other than Eric, did not get the sound barrier. And then Doyes was gone by the time it mattered the most. Kerm battling it out. Bizarre is, and it will just be Abdallah left alone. We'll try and find some sort of late exit pick, but we'll not be able to find it. Cumberland finds the flip after another great pop off there with the ult from Virtual. But now Eric has their chance to get back into it. Nobody will just use the wall to try and get out. It's going to be a little bit tricky though, with a very quick rush here from Eric. Kitsune rush used from Barsoap to try and get their team out of a very tricky situation, but that will not be the case here for Noti. They will still be expended. Now, Kerm pushing forward. Doi does fall. Heal advantage now in favor of Cumberland. And now you can tell it's forced UTD to play a little bit slow. It's not like that Lucio healing is a whole lot, and that'll kind of cue Cumberland to go on a little bit of a rotate, but Virtual gets left alone. Virtual almost jumps off, but still finished off in the undercarriage of this point, but it's just the Soj and the Lucio down there. Does Cumberland know they are there? Yes, eventually they'll jump their way back out. Hermosa will try and get back over the point. They will not be able to find the touch in time, and even though overtime is triggered by Doyi, it will not be a committed fight. Oh, Virtual is very lucky to be alive there. 2-1 Cumberland here on Flashpoint. I believe push will be our final, I shouldn't say, potentially final map regardless of how this goes. We'd go back to control, I believe, for a potential map 6 if we get to 2-2. Blizzard very early, pretty much just forces UTD to wait. Nobody caught out by the wall. Great exit there in rotation from UTD to avoid a very quick fight. Grabs go out. Virtual trying to live. Actually will find 2. How does this man keep getting away with it? Good grab from Abdallah. Just the follow-up is a little bit better from the Phoenix that time. And they do actually cap during the middle of that fight. Oh, and this is going to get rough for Phone. Gets bubble. Now may actually try and counter punch. Here we go. Holy ults from UTD. And yes, you get Kerm and Chef, but at what cost? Everybody from Cumberland is actually in this spawn of UTD. They're trying to get a little bit of revenge for later, and does. Survivor pretending Tracer is good. I'm not saying Tracer is good. I felt like it was a good, hey, we need a quick fight. Tracer is way stronger than... Hey, son, listen. Bro, why are you capping right now in my chat? Why are you doing all that? The hell are you talking about? I wish Sim wasn't good. Hell. I wish Sim was freaking D tier, man. I hate Sim. It's fun for casting, but man, I hate playing in ranked. Sound barrier pretty much pushes out the overclock, but very similar to the overclock of Virtual. Eric just waits it out and able to find the eliminations after the fact. UTD, beautiful fight. And we'll get the flip over. Now we're going to speed back a little bit of a taxi for our Phone. I believe there should be another touch here, though, from Cumberland. Made it have to be a very quick one here from Chef, as long as he doesn't get sniped. Trying to get over there, and just times it a little bit too late. Cumberland getting ready for a fight, and now is in a very awkward spot, because they will get staggered out for the final fight and final flashpoint of this map. We are going 2-2 all the way to 5. Kerm just trying to stay alive. The spawn is at least right there for them to get out. And now the rotation game continues in this one. Staggers in and up meaning too much. Kerm is at least for Cumberland. Keeps their charge. And now Virtual not trying to wait very much in this one. Does find Hermosa, even though the Blizz kind of forces a very awkward angle for that ultimate, but it does not matter. Nice little fight there for Cumberland. They will cap first, but again, these flashpoints have been going back and forth. Ult advantage in favor of the Comets. Both support ultimates will be up, as well as the grab and the ults pretty quickly here from Eric. This Blizzard, the Blizzards, I've honestly just been used to delay time, not really to use and find any sort of pick off. So let's see how we go from here. Hey, NC State. Thank y'all for the raid. Much love. Let me know in chat how y'all's game went, by the way. Very quick grab, trying to finish off Nodi before they can get any sort of elimination. And that does work out. Kerm falls. Beautiful little heads up play from Abdallah to make sure the fight gets finished off right away. And UTD sneak in. Oh, Lord. Well, hell. Well, I'm not going to say it. I feel like the trend should die. I am going to say the number because the trend should die. I'll do it for Jacob's sake here. He has to hear it at school all the time. So I'm going to get into it. Beat used because of the grab, and now Nodi with the Blizzard trying to see if they can find anybody. Caught out, and it will be Hermosa. Kerm, though. Eric does find one with his overclock and almost finds Nodi in the aftermath. So still a very scrappy fight. Tank still alive, though, for UTD. And that'll force Cumberland to play a little bit hesitant. They don't have that frontline presence to get through this choke point. Wall will just allow everything else to stall for time. And now, Virtual on the Soast. We've been seeing a lot of good value out of it so far. And a little bit of practical collat. I think they actually got that primary fire right afterwards. And Cumberland will survive in the 90s for UTD. It'll be a very quick fight. Phone will TP to get the team in here. So no May available. But they will not care. And it will just be Cumberland. They want to push W. They want to end this fight right now, but it'll be a trade 1-for-1 so far. And there will be a touch from UTD. Nodi falls, Hermosa as well. Abdallah still here on this point, and having that tank may be the nail in the coffin for Cumberland on this map. They take a gamble. They push on forward, trying to deny this fight from even happening, but it is not enough. Stall still coming through. It is only the Kitsune rush that would eventually fall from Cumberland, but Marisol would be the last person to get here onto this point. UTD reached match point on their map pick, but man, it was close.
That's one. That's two. Including
I will say that was really just the battles of the soldiers, man. Eric and Virtual back and forth trading critical ultimates, and just eventually falls away. I don't mind the gamble there, honestly. I like the gamble from Cumberland going in, pushing like that. It just didn't work out that time for the Phoenix. But man, holy. Got ourselves a game here, everybody. Again, this is going to be technically map 5. Because map 2 of Midtown was a 3-3 tie. That was UTD's first map pick of the day, and they win it. NC State 3-1 without lobby. All right. Over Ball State. Okay. That's about where I thought that was going to go. Excited to see where NC State goes this year. Oh, wait, never mind. Nodi, maybe a little bit of a computer restart, it appears. We'll find out. Splice on Flex Oblivion. Lord, that was a hodgepodge. Jesus. A little bit of a hodgepodge of a lobby, that is, from NC State. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do. We'll take a look here quick at, I think, pretty much all of the other games are done. We are the last game of the night here in NACE / OWC Varsity Premier in the Superconference. So let's take one more look. What we got going on: 3-1 NC State, 3-0 Winthrop, and 3-1 Briarcliff. St. Clair get the bye, and we are obviously right here. I don't think any of these other games are honestly ones we're going to care about that much, and that is being played on Thursday. We were talking about placements earlier for NECC. A lot of the main teams were not in this. They were already locks. Top 10 were already locks in Division 1. So this was kind of, hey, who are the 6 going up to Division 1 and who's staying down in Division 2? Alvernia, beautiful 2-0. They make it to D1. CSUDH, great performance. They make it into D1. This is where a lot of questions were answered. Questions came up. Northwestern College, 2-1 over Warner, and a 2-0 sweep over Georgia Tech. This team, they've been lingering around. They had a great, honestly, season in Division 2 last season. Like, they're not complete nobodies. But man, oh man, what a performance for Northwestern. They earned themselves a spot in Division 1. And like, all right, who else is available? Georgia Tech, they make it in. Believe UCLA makes it in. Warner, because of the FF, they actually had a player get banned due to, I think it was, like, improper language or something like that, or like inappropriate language. They do not make it into Division 1. Let me make sure here I have the right rest of this Division 1. Well, let's see here. UCLA, and then Bronco Esports Black, they also make it. So the teams who won here and the teams who won here, they all make it. So Division 2 actually got some okay teams going into it, like Minnesota State Mankato, Illini Orange, UNCG Premier, New Haven, SNHU, William and Mary, UTK, Warner, Akron. So a lot of decent teams in Division 2 just did not make it in time for Division 1. And if you're asking, no, they still have yet to post the schedule. Which, come on. Like, what are we doing at NACC? Let's figure this out. Here we go. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I think Howa won. I think is how you say that. Louis 315 call for a PC restart. New Queen Street. All right. Bandball. Typical. And Tala shot dead. Annihilated. All right. Ball bid coming out from Cumberland. Trying to force a map 5. Let's see here what UTD would like to do. Hey, Splice is nasty on Vendetta. He hit Champ one-tricking her. Why am I not shocked at that point? Maybe like I should be, but I'm really not. But no. By the way, if you guys ever, anybody in here, if you ever want your team to be streamed, just reach out. I gotta just get written approval by both sides. But we'd love to stream some games, especially let's say you reschedule them. Would love to cast your games. So please, my DMs are always open for NACE games, NECC games that aren't on mainstream, whatever it may be. Text your boy, and I'll be there. Kiriko is the other band. Trying to stay consistent during this season on streaming. So here we go. Cumberland need to win this to force a map 6 at 2 apiece. UTD hoping to clean this up 3-1 in 5. Northwest played very well in scrims versus Tamu White while White was in D1. Yeah, I'm like, hey, man, I give credit when credit is due. They're playing lights out Overwatch right now. And how do you guys like the new lights? I'm finally not a beacon in here. I finally have lights that have warmth and color to them. Perfect. All 6 of these teams made D1. SEC gave us a list. Yep. I wasn't sure if that list was out there or not. I won't lie to you. So I was trying to be careful. I've learned over time to be very careful with what I say because I learned that I get a lot of information that sometimes I should not have. Like where NACE/OWC finals are, when NECC finals are, and where that is. Like, you'll learn information. Who is Northwestern roster? Gusty has somebody in chat will hopefully answer for you. Because I honestly don't know off the top of my head. I want to be so real. Which for the next article with OWTV, which by the way, make sure you support that. They're loving it so far, how everyone's reacting. We're going over the teams to watch. So that'll be the topic of next. Going back to the poke for Cumberland. This is kind of what they've wanted to lean into. But even the Ilari here for Barra Soap. In the meantime, on the other side, Bastion Tracer for the Comets. Might have a little bit of trouble getting close. His phone, that bubble is deleted. Lamp is already used. Hey, Esports NC State, thank you for the follow. Much love. Ronin, QWERTY, YT, Echo, Meek. Okay. Cumberland still trying to figure out how they want to approach these fights because don't really have a lot of staying power. And wow, whoa! Fair play. That was a disgusting flick. And the fact that the Tracer does die actually opens up a lot of this fight. The wraparound eventually works in Cumberland's favor, and they're able to clean up. Still 25 meters, though, for UTD to get us started off here on New Queens, where I famously, I think, said Putin instead of poutine, like the food. They're just trying to look for Nodi in there, but it's a little bit rough when they're that far away. Lamp already used, and Amp is honestly used to heal up the tank. Not really much else getting popped out of that, and just forcing Cumberland to take a little bit more of a side angle. Wait for that to go on through. Gravitic Flux popped. Eventually finds Abdallah. Bubble gets broke. Second bubble used, and they will not live that time. 3 picks for Cumberland. They will get lead, but potentially not tick. Eric should be in a spot to at least get an initial touch. Both support ultimates available for Cumberland as well as Bob. Maybe even the duplicate soon. I won't lie though, that Grav artillery combo from Phone and Abdallah could be a little dangerous though, if they're able to find it. But the Tracer, who is going to be a main part of this touch, no longer in the calculation here. Yeah, Captive Sun goes out. Bowen looking for something, but won't be able to find much. Chef just pops the Tidal Blast to live, and they will actually live. Some great healing coming out from Bar of Soap. Tick is achieved. And so far, this is not how UTD were wanting this to go. But the map pick is working out for Cumberland. Eric is able to find one with the pulse bomb. Sound barrier used by Hermosa, trying to counteract the aggression here from the Phoenix. Yes, you do lose Doyi, but it should be enough to get the wipe on this fight, and does. Cumberland full caps, New Queens in 67 minutes. Then UTD clutch up map 6. Is that, hey, obviously, when I am watching, that is yet to be. We were only 3 minutes into this game. If that is true, unreal. Oh, 67 minutes? God damn it, Fiber. Abdallah has made the swap over to the Sigma. Realized that, hey, it's just, even though the Zarya on paper, you should be able to help to melt down the Sigma. Not working out. This Reaper is also working great for Phone. Kind of delaying some of these just walks that Cumberland are doing, but their issue is now UTD. They got to get 2-3 fights together back to back if they want to have any sort of progress with the bots. So far, that's not been the case, and Abdallah has had Eric's number during this one. Lamp broke immediately. That'll just force a kind of a soft reset for UTD, but they're going to try and obviously contest this here at this. But man, Virtual continuing to play Super Bowl. Was this Virtual only play DPS? Virtual is the DPS now for them during varsity play when they're in NECC. Or no, they're not in NECC anymore. ECAC and Open, I believe it'll be Cabe on DPS, Virtual on Flex support. There was some confusion about that earlier in this stream, so I don't blame you for asking. Lamp used very early. Captive Sun, popped and Doyi. Not long for this one. It's a 3K! 4 bar sub. Welcome back to the main squad. The professional memer himself. 3K, and even though Phone pops the Death Blossom, able to find one, not really going to do a whole lot of anything. Already, Lamp having to get used. Dupe goes in from Nodi, smelling the blood in the water, and is able to find Hermosa. And I think this is a wrap here on this map. Team kill for Cumberland, and we are going to map 6. And Fiber, you are damn close to your prediction. Just under a 5:47, just under 6 minutes. Fair play, my friend. That is a stellar prediction. Unreal. This series is giving everything. We've been here for 2 hours, man. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Just what an insane game to start off the season. Like, just what an unbelievable game to start off the season. Oh, not 3. Not 3. Not 3. I clicked 3 instead of 2. Those files are right next to each other, huh? Yeah, they are. Whoops. There we go. So it is now UTD's map pick. I believe we go back to control for this final map. I don't know that for certain, admittedly. But I think we go back to control. Let me check the rule book here. I bet they're also checking it as we speak. Unbelievable. Did they already say it in chat? I'm not even looking. I think y'all need the Craig factor. Yeah, where's Craig, man? What the hell? Where is maps? Where is maps? Come on. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I want maps. Give me maps. Give me maps. No repeat map types. Oh, so they can pick whatever. They just can't pick push. They just can't pick push. So they go Saravasa. Of course they pick that as I, am doing that. Hey, gaming. That is the name of all time. I'm not saying that one. Thank you for the follow. That is the name of all time. No. Here, what? Arduino bans. Ban Ash. Yeah, they're done with the virtual Ash. They want no part of this. And you know what? I can't blame them. I can't blame them at all. I cannot believe Fiber got that right. That's unreal. Fair play. Kiriko is banned. So both teams have actually banned Kiriko at some point tonight. But here we go. You just banned my queen. Yeah. So, hey, half of the Fiber prediction is correct. Let's see if the other half is correct. This is like banning Ginger's queen. Oh, God. Here we go, everybody. Map 6 and a best of 5. Just for those, probably some of you have been here for 2 hours. Some of you probably have not. Map 1, Nepal, 2-1 UTD. Map 2, 3-3 tie. Map pick from Cumberland, so we'd stay at 1-0 UTD. Map 3, we go over to, I don't remember what we went over to. Dorado. clean map from Cumberland makes it 1-1. Go over to map 4, Flashpoint, New Junk City. UTD able to win it in a barn burner of a game, making it 2-1. And now this one. And last map, Push. Cumberland, which seems to be historically their best map type, rolls through New Queen Street, sending us to map 6. This is UTD's map pick. And the bands obviously have Ash first, and then the Kiriko. But here we go, everybody. Map 6 here in NACE/OWC Varsity Superconference Week 1. Massive game potentially for seeding down the final stretch. Both teams staying with comfort. Dallas going with the Zarya. Cumberland with the Sigma. No real shock on either side on what they're going. They want to stick with comfort. They want to stick with what has been playing well. And Borisov will actually stay on the Alari due to the Kiri ban going into effect. And already, Eric is just shut down. Doito, though, does find a little bit of a trade, but it will not matter. In the end, it appears. Hermosa will try and dip on out. Kerr will not give them that luxury. Phoenix take map 1. I mean, by the way, let me know in chat right now. Do we want a post-match interview? We'll see if either team can do it. A little bit last second, but honestly, after this, may want to talk to one of these teams to kind of get a feel for how this is going. Look at Abdallah. The ball was banned earlier in the series, and just last map, actually, on New Queens. It has made a return here on the final map of the series. Honestly, I would have loved if they went hybrid, so we could have a map 7, but you know. Nobody, just a little bit of trolling going on in the back line. Nothing really substantial coming out of it. Coming out of it so far. But now virtual again, virtual man. What the hell? Nobody will get traded though, so 4v4 DPS out of the equation. Or the flex DPS, I should say. For both sides. And now already one fight remaining. 99% for Cumberland trying to close this out. Joyi gone. Hermosa will follow. The healing falls. So will the chances of UTD winning Flashpoint numero uno on Doravasa. Borisov does fall. A little bit of stagger here for UTD. But overall, Cumberland win round 1. Pulse already goes up. Virtual goes wide. And Abdallah just a little bit of chaos in the back line. You can tell UT trying to capitalize off of it. But now, Virtual going very aggressive with this overclock. Able to get Doyi, Abdallah, and Eric very low. Kerm is able to finish up 1. Will the rest of this fight continue in that direction? And here's yes is the answer to that. UTD just have no sort of answer right now to this giga poke from Cumberland. Well, that's the bar, Pastas. Whoops. Abdallah does find bar, so Flux going in the back. Is that going to get the Lucio? No. Does not get Ajax this time around. Hermosa very proud of that one. Nobody's able to find one with the Tidal Blast. Gets the knockdown. Joey now feeling the pressure. Has to use the orbital ray and does find one. Barco trying to salvage this, but it's just them virtual remaining here on this. And it's not going to be if Eric is able to find one. Abdallah with the other. Y'all complaining about ads? Do it ever. What 1 minute ad per hour? Ooh, I'm taking a hopefully that's a stick around. Not where the leg is hitting button, everybody. Apologies. Pop goes in, forces a little bit of the orch from Nodi, who's gone out to the top. to help deal with the ball. Molly. I feel like if Cumberland wins, it's got a virtual interview. If UTD wins, I see it either being air or phone. We're able to hold it on so far. Eric, very low when they pop that. A little bit ballsy. Try to get this to go in their way. Cumberland now get the swap. I think if you're UTD, you just gotta try and reset here, if possible. Minefield will try and deny a little bit of an aggressive touch. Coming in from Cumberland. Still very low, and Hermosa falls again. The supports continue to fall early in this fight, and it's giving a little bit of trouble for UTD. What an absolute copy of an orb from Chef. You truly are the next avatar. Cumberland now flashpoint away from ending this one off. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm trying to figure out why in the world I'm lagging here.
Hello. Good to see you. Hello.
I'll keep you on your feet.
There we go. That should hopefully help. We'll find out. A whole lot going into this. Honestly, not sure where it's going to go quite yet. Hermosa, though. Again, the opening pickoff. And it just feels like UTD can never really get into these fights. Sorry for not wanting to live in Tennessee. I love visiting Nashville. I don't know if I'd want to... Well, I wouldn't mind Tennessee, actually. Sorry. There we go. I've been around the Nashville area a bunch. Nice place. It's warmer than Wisconsin, so you know, I can't complain too much. This feels like do or die time here for UTD. Kerm gets knocked up. Now trying to find one of those early eliminations. Virtual though. Oh my god, the fact Abdallah lives there. Little nuts, but they can't get too overzealous in this, and they do. The ball goes down. Now UTD just gotta try and live. I don't think you try and fight this without the wrecking ball in play, but they're gonna have to. And they do actually find one. Nodi goes down to the Venture, which was a late swap, but can they find enough during this? Does anybody touch? Nobody touched! Nobody is there to touch, and Cumberland sneak away with the win. My god. Louis, a virtual. Either or, man. All right, but man, what a game! What a game! Cumberland take it 3-2. Unbelievable.